Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, so we're doing another episode of Top 5 Wednesday. As always, Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey. I will link her channel as well as the Goodreads group in the description down below if you would like to check them out and join along. This week's topic is to list our 5 favorite required reading. In the Goodreads group, Lainey goes on to describe a required reading as something that you had to read while you were in school, for an assignment, for class, whatever it may be. I did come up with 5 books that I had to read for school, whether it be high school or junior high or even elementary school, that I really did enjoy. So coming in at number 5, Nectar in a Sieve by Kamala Markandaya. I have no idea that's how you pronounce her name. I read this book for my summer reading assignment going into freshman year. This is one of the only books that I can remember from high school that I actually didn't mind reading. It wasn't like jumping for joy, and it wasn't one of my favorite books of all time. It's about a woman in India, and she is married off as a child bride, and it's just about her life and her struggle. She's married to a man that she doesn't know at all, that she's never met, having her first child and tending the fields because they work on a farm, and her children grow up. Her daughter becomes a prostitute. One of her sons dies as an infant. Her other 2 sons go off to do work that she doesn't approve of. She goes through droughts with her farm. She goes through monsoons. She goes through insect plagues, and it's just very humbling because she handles it all with like such grace. And I just remember her being a very strong narrator and conveyed her life story very eloquently. I remember actually being relatively surprised that I enjoyed this book. Coming in at number 4 is LMNOP by Mark Dunn. I read this for another summer reading assignment going into my junior year of high school. It's about a girl. Her name is LMNOP, and she lives on this fictional island of LMNOP, which is off the coast of South Carolina. And LMNOP was founded by the man, Nevin LMNOP, who famously said the phrase, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog." And that contains all of the letters of the alphabet. He's this founding deity almost on this island, and he has this statue, and on the bottom of the statue has this phrase. And I don't remember how it happens, but over time letters that are part of the phrase fall off. As the letters get scratched out on the statue, the citizens on the island stop using the letters. So it's written almost like a journal letter format. As letters are being crossed off the statue, they're also being taken out of the text. So by the time that we get to the end of the book, at this point in the novel, they only have that many letters left. The ones that are stars, they can't use anymore in their language. So when they are writing, they have to come up with fun little ways of adjusting. Instead of it being Monday, November the 13th, it's Monte November 13th. I give this author major props to be able to write without using all 26 letters and come up with different words and phrases to substitute things that we are so familiar with. Really enjoyed this book. I thought it was super fun, and it wasn't strenuous to read like most assigned readings are. Coming in at number 3 is a book I read way back in the 3rd grade. I was only 8 years old and read this book, and that is Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. I don't remember too much of this book because I did read it when I was 8. It's about 2 dogs and a boy. The boy's name is Billy, and the dogs' names are Old Dan and Little Ann. And it is about them going out and hunting in Cherokee country. And I just remember it being very adventurous, and it had dogs in it, which was like the whole reason why I loved it so much, because I was obsessed with animals when I was a child, and anything that had animals in it I was automatically going to like. Obviously I enjoyed it, and it made an impression on me because here I am many years later, over a decade later, talking about this book. Coming in at number 2, I read this book, I believe it was 6th grade I read this book, and that is Running Out of Time by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I loved this book so much. I remember reading this book, and we were only assigned, because it was 6th grade, so we were assigned like 2 chapters to read a night or something like that, and I read ahead of what I was supposed to be reading. I was so engrossed in the story that I just wanted to know what happened. And this is about a young girl. Her name is Jessie. She lives in the 1840s in Frontier, Indiana, or so she thinks she does. A wave of diphtheria strikes her village. Her mom sends Jessie out on the secret mission because her mom reveals to her that it's actually 1996 and they are living in a reconstructed village that serves as a tourist site to the general public. Jessie is sent outside of the village to the real world present day, find the cure, the medicine for diphtheria to save the village. I just loved that concept, mystery element to it, how they didn't know it was 1996 and thought it was 1840, and just seeing Jessie trying to adapt to living and being in like the modern day society when she thought it was the 1800s. I mean, it was just so fascinating and so cool. And coming in at number 1 is one of my favorite books of all time. I love this book so much, and I don't get to talk about it very much on my channel, and that makes me so sad. This book changed me as a human. I have nothing but praise for this book. And I read this my freshman year of high school, and that is Between a Rock and a Hard Place by Aaron Ralston. This is an autobiography. This is about the man who was hiking in the Utah Canyon. He was hiking by himself, which was stupid, and he was propelling into a canyon, and a boulder fell on his arm and pinned his arm to the wall, and he was stuck in the canyon for several days, had to cut his own arm off and hike out of the canyon with a stumpy arm, rescued by a helicopter. Oh my gosh, the things this poor man went through. It's such a tale of survival. I highly recommend it to anybody. Anybody. So that's it. These are my top 5. Well, these are the 3 that I own. Favorite required readings that I had to do while I was in school. Tell me down below which one was your most favorite book that you read for school. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you very soon. Bye. Whenever I wear my hair straight, I just want to, touch it all the time. This week's topic is to list our this piece right here, see how that's not straight? Do you see how that is not straight? Oh, that is going to drive me so crazy. And that is where I don't even know who wrote this book. Hold on. I gotta figure out who wrote it. This piece is still not straight. This piece is still gonna drive me up a wall.